Now let us see the topic equivalence relations and partial order relations of module 3 relations and functions. Equivalence relations. A relation R on a set A is called an equivalence relation if it is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. That means we have already learned the properties, different properties of relations like reflexive, symmetric, antisymmetric, transitive and all. So in this, if we find a relation with the three properties, that is reflexive, symmetric and transitive together, then we can say that the relation is an equivalence relation. So let us see the definition of reflexive, symmetric and transitive once more. Reflexive means ordered pair XX element of capital R for every X element of the given set A. Or we can also write X R X, that is X related to X itself. So that is reflexive. That means from the given set we should be able to find a mapping such that the element maps to itself. For example, if A is equal to set 1, 2, 3, then we should have a relation with ordered pairs 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. So that we can say that the relation is reflexive. But if it is only ordered pair 1, 1 and 2, 2, we cannot say it is reflexive because the element 3 in the set is remaining there. So we need to find out all these mappings. That means each number should map to itself. That is called or known as reflexive. Symmetric. If ordered pair XY element of R, then ordered pair YX should be an element of R, where X and Y element of set A. That means if there is an ordered pair 1, 2 in the relation R, then we should be able to find out ordered pair 2, 1. So that is symmetric. Transitive. If ordered pair XY element of R and Y is set element of R, then X is set element of R. That is, if ordered pair 1, 2 and 2, 3 belongs to R, then we should be able to find out the ordered pair 1, 3 in the relation set R. So a relation together with reflexive, symmetric and transitive is known as equivalence relations. Now let us see some examples of equivalence relation. Example 1. Let R be the relation on the set of real numbers such that A related to B, if and only if A minus B is an integer. Is R an equivalence relation? So it is said that R is a relation on the set of real numbers such that A or B if and only if A minus B is an integer. That means the set we need to take here is the real number set. And what is the relation given here? A relation B or ordered pair AB if and only if A minus B is an integer. We need to show that R is an equivalence relation. That means it is enough to prove R has reflexive, symmetric and transitive properties. So let us see the solution. Solution. The given set is real set capital R. Then relation R can be taken as the set of ordered pair -4, -4, -3, -3, 0, 0, 4, 4, -5, 2, 2, -5, -5, -5, 1, 3, 3, 5 and 1, 5, etc. So there are infinite number of ordered pairs that we can write here because it is from the real set R. The real set R includes set of integers, then rational set, irrational set, and all. So I have taken only the integers here, but you can also represent, we need to get the difference, the ordered pair which we take should have a difference which is an integer. Okay, so only that is the condition here. So you may take 1 by 2, 1 by 2, ordered pair 1 by 2, 1 by 2, or ordered pair 2 by 3, 2 by 3, or ordered pair 1 by 4, 1 by 4, and all. Because all this gives 0, which is an integer, and and according to the reflexivity property, for every element of R, we should be able to show an ordered pair which maps to itself. Yeah, okay. So what we can say about reflexivity holds here, because for every element we can see a relation mapping to itself. So if reflexivity holds here, we can generalize it and write, that is, a minus a is equal to 0 is an integer for all real numbers a. That means a can be 1 by 2, then a can be 3 by 4, a can be 2, a can be minus 2, a can be 5 by 2, minus 5 by 2, etc. Therefore, a related to a for all real numbers a. Therefore, we can say R is reflexive. Next, symmetric. Symmetric, if ordered pair xy belongs to the set, then we should be able to find yx also in the set. Then only we can say the relation R is symmetric. So if we take ordered pair minus 5, 2, then ordered pair 2 and minus 5 lies there. If you take ordered pair 1, 3, then you can also take 3, 1. Why? Because 1 minus 3 is minus 2 and 3 minus 1 is 2. So minus 2 and 2 are integers. So if we take 3, 5, we can also write 5, 3 like that. So in the symmetric, for the symmetric case also, we can generalize it and write that, suppose that a related to b, then a minus b is an integer, so that b minus a is also an integer. Okay, we can take its reverse. A minus b is an integer as well as b minus a is also an integer. That means b related to a for all real numbers a and b. Therefore, R is symmetric. Next is transitive. So in order to prove transitive, if ordered pair xy and yz belongs to the relation set R, then we should be able to find ordered pair xz also in the set. So let us see. We have wrote examples like 3, 1, 3, 3, 5. Then we were able to find 1, 5 over there. Okay, so this also we can generalize and write. That is, if A related to B and B related to C, that means A minus B and B minus C are integers. Then A minus B plus B minus C gives A minus C, which is also an integer. So please note that here it is A minus B plus B minus C, which is A minus C, which is also an integer. Let us take another example, that is 2 and 3. Ordered by 2, 3. The difference is minus 1. 2 minus 3 is minus 1. And the ordered pair 3, 5. 3, 5. That is 3 minus 5. The ordered pair is minus 2. So the first ordered pair we took was 2, 3 and 3, 5. So 2, 3, the difference was minus 1, and 3, 5, the difference was minus 2. So we can also write or include 2, 5 in the set. because 2 minus 5 gives minus 3, which is also an integer. Therefore, if A related to B and B related to C, then we can say that A related to C also. Why? Because A minus B and B minus C are integers. Then A minus B plus B minus C gives A minus C, which is also an integer. Therefore, R is transitive. And therefore, R is an equivalence relation because the properties reflexivity, symmetric and transitive are there in the given set R. Therefore, R is an equivalence relation. Next, example 2. Let x is equal to set 1, 2, etc. 7 and R is equal to set ordered pair xy given x minus y is divisible by 3. That means we need to take an ordered pair or a relation such that the difference is divisible by 3. X minus y is divisible by 3. The set given here is x is equal to 1, 2, etc. up to 7. Now, show that R is an equivalence relation. So, in order to prove that R is equivalence relation, we are enough to prove that it is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. So, let the given set x is equal to 1, 2, etc. 7 and then the relation R we can write ordered pair 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, etc. up to 7, 7. Then we may take 1, 4, which is the difference is minus 3, which is divisible by 3. Then 1, 7, the difference is minus 6, which is divisible by 3. Then we can move to 2, 2, 5. 2 minus 5 is 3 minus 3, which is divisible by 3. Then with 4 we can write 4, 1 and 5, 2 and 7, 1. Okay. These are the ordered pairs which comes under the relation R. Now let us check the reflexivity. See, for each element of X, that is each element, what are the elements? 1, 2, 3, etc. up to 7. Okay, so we can see one ordered by 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, etc. up to 7, 7. Okay, that means the relation is reflexive. Therefore, we can generalize it and write for any A element of X, A minus A is divisible by 3. Hence, A related to A or R is reflexive. Now, symmetric. What about symmetric? See, if we are able to write 1, 4, then we can also include 4, 1. Because 1 minus 4 is minus 3, which is divisible by 3. And 4 minus 1 is 3, which is divisible by 3. Don't see or bother if the answer is same. Just see the answer is divisible by 3. Okay. 1 minus 4 is minus 3, which is divisible by 3. 4 minus 1 is 3, which is divisible by 3 itself. So it is not necessary that the answer should be same there. It is just necessary that the relation holds there. Okay. So what we can say about symmetry, that is for any A, B element of X, if A minus B is divisible by 3, then B minus A is also divisible by 3. That is A related to B implies B related to A. Okay. Therefore, R is symmetric. Then transitive. For ABC element of X, if A related to B and B related to C, then both A minus B and B minus C are divisible by 3. For example, if 1, 4 belongs to the set, then we could see 4, 1 there. Then finally 1, 1 comes there. Okay, so we can say that A minus C is equal to A minus B plus B minus C, which is also divisible by 3. Hence A related to C, therefore R is transitive. and hence R is an equivalence relation. Now let us see the next example, example 3. That is, let R be the relation on the set of real numbers such that x related to y if and only if x and y are real numbers that differ by less than 1. That is, modulus x minus y less than 1. Show that R is not an equivalence relation. So here the set given is real numbers. Then the relation is modulus x minus y less than 1. Okay. That means the ordered pair we take should have a difference less than 1. So that is a relation defined here. So let us see whether this relation holds reflexivity, symmetric or transitive. Reflexive. For every x element of R, which is a real set, we can write modulus x minus x is equal to 0, which is less than 1. For as we said in example 1, we could take fractions also. Okay, that means x can be fractions also. So we can see that modulus x minus x is equal to 0, which is less than 1. Therefore, R is reflexive. And what about symmetric? For every xy element of R, which is a real set, then x related to y, then modulus x minus y is also less than 1. That is, if we could take 3 minus 3, or if you are able to take 1 minus 1 by 2, modulus 1 minus 1 by 2, which the answer is 1 by 2, which is less than 1. Okay, so we can also take 1 by 2 and 1, that is 1 by 2 minus 1, which is minus 1 by 2, which is also less than 1. So symmetric also holds in this relation. Then how could we prove that this is not an equivalence relation? Let us see. Okay, so modulus y minus x is equal to modulus x minus y, which is less than 1. Which implies y related to x. Thus R is symmetric. This is the way in which we prove it generally. At first we have to check with examples. Then we should think how to write this in a generalized form. Okay, for the generalization we are taking the elements x and y. So we know that, definitely we know that modulus x minus y can be written as modulus y minus x, which is also less than 1. That is how we wrote here y is related to x. Thus R is symmetric. And what about transitivity? R is not transitive. Why? Because just take an example. So if there is any property which is not holding there, then which does not hold there, then it is enough to take a particular example and explain why the property does not hold there. So here R is not transitive because if we take x is equal to 2.8 and y is equal to 1.9 and z equal to 1.1, then modulus x minus y is equal to 0.9, which is less than 1, and then modulus y minus z is equal to 0.8, which is less than 1. But modulus x minus z is equal to 2.8 minus 1.1, which is equal to 1.7, which is greater than 1. That is, x related to y, y related to z, but x is not related to z. That is why the property transitivity does not hold here. Therefore, R is not an equivalence relation. Next is partial ordering relations. A relation R on a set S is partially ordering if it is reflexive, antisymmetric and transitive. So equivalence relation is a relation in which we could see reflexive, symmetric and transitive. But coming to partial ordering relation, It is reflexive, antisymmetric, and transitive. Now, what do you mean by reflexive? If A related to A for every A element of S, then we can say that reflexivity holds there, as we said in the equivalence relation and also from the definition of reflexivity. That is an element mapped to itself. Then antisymmetric. If A related to B and B related to A are there in the set, then A should be equal to B. That means, or it is enough to see that if A related to B is there, ordered pair AB belongs to the set, but ordered pair BA does not belongs to the set. Ordered pair AB is there in the set, but BA is not there in the set, then you can say that it is antisymmetric. Because if ordered pair 1, 2 belongs in the set and 2, 1 is not given, then you can say that it is antisymmetric. But if 1, 2 and 2, 1 is there, then we need to show that 1 is equal to 2, which is impossible. So it is enough to check if ordered pair 1, 2 belongs to the set, then ordered pair 2, 1 does not belongs to the set. That is what antisymmetric is. Then transitive. If A related to B and B related to C, then A is related to C, where A, B, C element of S. Next, poset or partial ordered set. What do you mean by partial ordered set? Let us see. A set S together with partially ordering relation R on it is called partially ordered set or poset and is denoted by ordered pair capital S, capital R. That means a set together with a partially ordering relation is known as poset. And what is partially ordering relation? Yes, it is a relation in which reflexive, antisymmetric and transitive holds together. Now let us see some examples. Example 1. Show that the divisibility relation x divides y is a partial ordering on the set of positive integers. Okay, so we need to show that divisibility relation, that is x divides y. X is the divisor, y is the dividend. So x divides y means what? The remainder should be 0. X dividing y means the remainder should be 0. Okay, is a partial ordering on the set of positive integers. So the set given here is positive integers, set of positive integers, and the relation is divisibility relation. So let us see the solution. Let Z plus is set 1, 2, 3, 4. Then R is the divisibility relation. Then we can see that if we take any number, any positive integer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. We can see that 1 divides 1 itself, 2 divides 2 itself, 3 divides 3 itself. That means what? Reflexivity is there for every element in Z plus for this relation divisibility. That means A ordered pair AA belongs to the set. So we can generalize and say A divides A for every A element of Z plus. That is 1 divides 1, 2 divides 2, 3 divides 3, etc. leaves remainder 0. Hence R is reflexive. Now what about antisymmetric? Antisymmetric, what we need to do? If ordered pair AB occurs, then BA should not be there. That means if 1 divides 2, then obviously 2 will not divide 1, isn't it? So we can say that it is antisymmetric because 1 divides 2 or 2 divides 4 or 4 divides 8. But we cannot say that 2 divides 1 or 4 divides 2 or 8 divides 4. Okay, so that means we are able to find only ordered pair ABs there. We are not able to find ordered pair BAs. So that is for every AB element of Z plus, A divides B, but B does not divides A. That is A related to B, but B not related to A. Okay, hence R is antisymmetric. One example is there, 2 divides 4, but 4 doesn't divides 2. Okay, so we can say that R is antisymmetric. Next, transitive. That is A divides B and B divides C. Then obviously we know that A divides C for every A, B, C element of Z plus. Hence R is transitive. See one example. 2 divides 4 and 4 divides 8 implies 2 divides 8. Similarly, 1 divides 2, 2 divides 4 and we can say that 1 divides 4. So, divisibility divisibility is a partial ordering relation. So we can say that the set of Z plus together with divisibility is a poset. See, therefore the divisibility relation is a partial ordering on the set Z plus, that is Z plus with divisibility is a poset. Next, example 2. Show that the inclusion relation is a partial ordering on the power set of a set S, P of S, or check whether P of S with inclusion is a poset. What does this mean? P of S is a power set. Power set means if we take a set S, then all the set containing all the subsets of S is known as power set. Okay, so inclusion is the relation there. So we need to prove that P of S is the set, the power set is the given set there, and inclusion is the relation. So whether it is a poset, that means whether inclusion has the properties reflexivity, symmetric and transitivity. So let us see the solution. Let P of S be the set. Then A be the subset of S. Then what we can say, a subset of A whenever A is a subset of S. For example, if B is another subset, then what we can say, B is subset of B itself. For example, if S is a set ABC, set A, small a, comma B, comma C, then let subset be singleton set A. Okay, then what we can say that singleton set A is a subset of A itself. That means singleton set A itself. Or if we take B as set A comma B, then we can say that the set A comma B is a subset of set A comma B itself. So that is the properties of set theory. This is the basic elementary things of set theory. So since A is subset of A, whenever A is a subset of S, thus this inclusion relation is reflexive. And let us say antisymmetric. If A is subset of B and B is subset of A, then we can prove that A is equal to B. So this is also elementary properties of set theory. Okay, if A is subset of B and B is subset of A, then it implies that A is equal to B, where A and B are subsets of S. So inclusion is antisymmetric. Now finally, inclusion is transitive. Why? Because if A is subset of B and B subset of C, then we can show that A is subset of C. There are many examples you can show here. So it's very simple, and this is also elementary set theory. So we can say that the power set together with the inclusion relation is a poset. Now let us see what is dual partial ordered set is. If R is a partial order on a set A and let R inverse be the inverse relation of R, then R inverse is also partial order relation. Okay, that means if R is a partial order on a set A, then R inverse is its inverse. Okay, R is a partial order set, a partial order relation, then R inverse is the inverse of the relation R then we can say that R inverse is also partial order relation. That is, we need to show that R inverse has reflexivity, symmetric and transitivity. So to say about reflexivity, we can write A related to A for every A element of capital A. That is A R inverse of A itself. That means what? R inverse is reflexive. Now, antisymmetric. If A R inverse B and B R inverse A, then we need to prove that A is equal to B. So here if A R inverse B, we can write B related to A and A related to B. Okay, that is, and it is given that R is a partial order relation. It is given if R is a partial order relation. That means if B related to A and A related to B, then R is partial order relation, and this implies A is equal to B. So that is also what we need in our R inverse also. So if A is equal to B, then we can say that R inverse is also antisymmetric. Therefore, R inverse is antisymmetric. Okay, because A R inverse B and B R inverse A, R inverse is a relation here. So we need to prove that A is equal to B for proving in order to check antisymmetric. So since it is given R is a partial order relation on the set A, then if A related to B and B related to A, then A is equal to B obviously. So with this we can say that R inverse is antisymmetric. Then transitivity. That is, let A R inverse B and B R inverse C means B R A and C R B. B R A and C R B. Then we can take this C R B first and B R A secondly, because B R A and C R B doesn't connect. So first take C R B and then take B R A. Then what we can say? C R A. C R B and B R A implies C R A. Okay. Therefore, A R inverse C, which we need to get here. That means A R inverse B and B R inverse C should imply A R inverse C, and this we got here. So we can say that R inverse is transitive and R inverse is a partial order relation if R is a partial order relation. We can show examples for this. That is the relation greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. Both are partial order relations and a dual of each other. Similarly, inclusion and exclusion relation. Okay, the inclusion with the set theory. Okay, and exclusion, both are partial order relations and a dual of each other. And we can also say about divisibility and multiple. That means if A divides B, we can say that B is a multiple of A. So this divisibility and multiples are both partial order relations and a dual of each other. You may check that whether divisibility we have seen it is a partial order relation. Then please check that multiplicity is a partial order relation. Now let us see irreflexive relation. A binary relation is called irreflexive or anti-reflexive if it doesn't relate any element to itself. Okay, that means the opposite of reflexivity. If A related to A, we can say it is reflexivity. But for irreflexive, A will not belongs to A. That means A will not map to A itself. So that is what irreflexive or anti-reflexive means. An example is the greater than relation x greater than y on the real numbers. That is, the set given here is the real numbers. Then if you take an example greater than, that is x greater than y, we cannot say that the relation is reflexive, because we cannot say 1 is greater than 1 itself or 2 is greater than 2 itself. So greater than relation on the real numbers is not reflexive. That means it is irreflexive. And also we should note that not every relation which is not reflexive is irreflexive. Okay, so some relations may not be reflexive, and it is not necessary that those relations should be irreflexive also. Okay, so anyway, if a relation is irreflexive, then the relation is not reflexive. Okay, if there is irreflexivity in a relation, then there will be no reflexivity in the relation, in the given relation. So once irreflexive is there, then reflexivity is not there. Okay, and the other side, all the relations which are not reflexive may not mean that it is irreflexive. Then one example is that the product of x and y is even. Okay, is reflexive on the set of even numbers. If we take the set of even numbers, then we can say that the product of x and y is even, and reflexivity is wholes. That is the product of 2 and 2 is 4, which is an even number. Then 4 and 4. Then 2 and 4. 2 and 4, the product is 8, which is an even number. So there is reflexivity. But if we consider odd numbers, set of odd numbers, we cannot see reflexivity there, and it is irreflexive there, because set of odd numbers means 1, 3, 5, etc. 1 multiplied with 3 gives 3, which is an odd number, but the relation we need here is the product of x and y is even. But the answer we get here when we take the products of two odd numbers is odd. 1 multiplied with 3, 3. 3 multiplied with 5, 15. 3 multiplied with 7, 21. Okay, so these are odd numbers and there is no reflexive, so it is irreflexive there. And it is neither reflexive nor irreflexive on the set of natural numbers. That is, if we take the set of natural numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc., product of 1 and 2 gives 2. Product of 2 and 3 gives 6. Product of 3 and 4 gives 12. But product of 3 and 9 gives 27. And product of 7 and 5 gives 35. Okay, so that means we are getting both the even and odd numbers. Okay, when we consider set of natural numbers, that means we cannot see if we take 1, 1, then it is 1, which is an odd number. If we take 3, 3, then it is 9, which is an odd number. So reflexive is not there, and there is no irreflexive also, because if you consider natural numbers only, yeah, it will take numbers 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. And there we cannot prove it is reflexive or irreflexive, because some product will give even and some product will give odd number. So there is no reflexive or irreflexive. That means a relation is irreflexive if and only if its complement is reflexive. So if we are able to find irreflexive, then its complement will be reflexive. Okay, so there is an exercise set from what we learned in equivalence relation and partial order relation. The first question, check whether the relation R is equal to set ordered pair xy given x greater than y on a set of natural numbers has an equivalence relation. That means consider set of natural numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. and take ordered pair x, y such that x greater than y. That means ordered pair 3, 2 you can take, then 3, 1 you can take, then 4, 1 you can take, like that. In this relation, you need to prove it is equivalence. That means reflexive, symmetric and transitive. Okay, so it is greater than. That means we just said earlier, we cannot say that A is greater than A. We can say that A greater than or equal to A. That is 1 greater than 1 we cannot say. But we can say that 1 greater than or equal to 1. because the second case holds, that is 1 equal to 1. Okay, but here the relation is only x greater than y. So we need to show that whether it is equivalence relation. Second, check whether the relation R is ordered by xy given x greater than or equal to y on a set of integers as an equivalence relation. Okay, so here equal to is given. So we need to check whether there is reflexivity, symmetric and transitivity. Then third one, on the set of all integers z, define a relation R such that ordered pair AB given AB greater than or equal to 0. Product of AB is greater than or equal to 0. Check whether R is an equivalence relation or not. That means the given set is integers and the relation is AB greater than or equal to 0. So we need to check whether there is a reflexive. Surely there will be reflexive because 2 2 ordered pair 2 2 means 2 into 2 4. Ordered pair 1 1 is 1. Then ordered integers, isn't it? So if we take ordered pair minus 1, it is 1, which is also greater than or equal to 0. So reflexive is there. Similarly, you need to find out symmetric and transitivity. Then fourth one on the set z minus singleton 0. Define a relation R is equal to set ordered pair AB given A score plus B score is an even number. Check whether R is an equivalence relation. Okay, that means consider set of integers, then exclude 0 from that set and take a relation such that A score plus B score is an even number. AB from Z minus 0. Okay, so if we take 2 comma 3, then 2 square, that is 4, plus 3 square, that is 9. So 4 plus 9, which is 13, is not an even number. So you have to collect A score plus B score is an even number. So collect ordered pair ABs such that A score plus B score gives even number. Okay. Then check whether R is an equivalence relation. For example, if we take ordered pair 1 and 7, 1 score is 1, then 7 score is 49. So 1 plus 49 is 50, which is even number. So you can take include ordered pair 1 7 and ordered pair 7 1, like that. So can we take ordered pair AAs? That means if we take 1 1, 1 square plus 1 square, yeah, that is 2. Then if we take 2 2, 2 square plus 2 square, that is also even. Okay, so like that you have to check whether it is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. Then fifth question, let R be the relation on the set of people such that X related to Y if X and Y are people and X is older than Y. X is older than Y. Show that R is not a partial ordering relation. Okay, so it is not, it is like X greater than Y. X greater than or equal to Y is not given there. So keep that in mind and you have to do this. X is older than Y. Show that R is not a partial ordering relation. Then sixth one, check whether Z not equal to, the relation not equal to is a poset. Z is the set of integers. So take numbers like 1 2, that means 1 not equal to 2, then 2 not equal to 1, 3 not equal to minus 1, minus 1 not equal to 3, like that. So you have to check whether it has reflexive, antisymmetric and transitive. Okay, so the fourth question also we need to show that R is not a partial ordering relation. That means you have to check with reflexive, antisymmetric and transitive.